Hello, everyone. I'm Pamela Marshall at the Wellness Radio TV and at the Wellness Radio TV podcast. Most of us have been on the interstate, and you know the lines on the interstate, the lines and the spaces, they go by really quickly, or you're going by them very quickly, and they look really small. But actually, the space between the white lines is 30 feet. Can you believe that? 30 feet. And the lines are actually 10 feet. If you're on the interstate and you're driving, those lines are 10 feet and the spaces in between are 30 feet. Can you believe that? But we're going so fast that it just looks like they look like they're about that big. We're just zoop, 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 zoop. Well, as we have been trying to focus on the things that will help us to go into the new year lighter and better, one of the things that happens is that we're going so fast so many times that we fail to see the blessings. We fail to see the good in us and the good in others because we can be very critical of ourselves as well as critical of others. As a matter of fact, I would tend to think that if you look at how critical you are of other people, it's because you're also very critical of yourself too. And so I want you to take some time and slow down and have an appreciation for who you are, not what you look like on the outside. As a matter of fact, I had a procedure done on my mouth, and I had an allergic reaction to something that they gave me. And my face swole up. I was unrecognizable. I went to the emergency room, and the one of the nurses looked at me, and I showed her my picture. She said, "You should go rob a bank, because there's no way in the world anybody would ever recognize you from this picture to what you look like now." I looked like I looked like a caricature of myself at best. It was scary. But when I looked in the mirror and I thought, what if my face never goes down? I'm still the same person. I my name is still the same. My personality is still the same, but my outward appearance has changed. And the world will treat me differently based on what I look like. How do we treat others based on what they have on, what they look like, or what we're going by them so quickly? We fail to be able to see the good. And remember that line on the interstate, those lines on the interstate, the lines are 10 feet long and the spaces in between are 30. So the spaces in between are much, much bigger than the lines. And so even as we um, look at ourselves, hey, do you like my picture? This is one of my a Christmas present early. It's a I should get back on topic, but I think it's so pretty, and it's representing the chakras, 7 chakras of the body. Came from George, my godson. But as we are moving so quickly and not realizing that even in between uh, the challenges that we have, that we might be critical of ourselves or critical of others, the good part, I guarantee you, if you slow down and look at it, the good part is much bigger than the things that we're critical about. When my face was swollen so much to the point that I was distorted beyond recognition, and I wondered, what will I be treated like if my face never goes back down? And I guarantee you, hey Francis Poe, how you doing? My big sister. I guarantee you that the world, hey Gertrude, thank you for joining. If my face had continued looking that way, I guarantee you the world would have treated me differently. But I want you to think about what really matters. My mother and Francis, you ma used to tell us this: beauty is as beauty does. What you look like on the outside. My mother used to say, you can be so pretty on the outside, but if you have a nasty attitude, your nasty attitude will outweigh what you look like on the outside. It won't even matter. And even the Lord takes pleasure in his people who are beautified with the humbleness of salvation. So we can have all of the outward appearance of beauty, but have an ugly heart, an ugly spirit, and that's that becomes our calling card. As a matter of fact, people see what you are before they even hear what you are. People see what you are before they even hear what you are. It is so important that we do as Peter encouraged the church. He said, um, "Do not, do not spend so much time on adorning, but rather let it be the hidden person of the heart, with the incorruptible beauty of gentle and quiet spirit, which is very precious in the sight of God." A beautiful, quiet spirit, which is beautiful in the sight of God. That's our assignment. It doesn't have anything to do with what other people may do or say, but Peter is encouraging us to have a beautiful, quiet spirit that is precious in the sight of God. We have a few days left in 2022. And my mother said, get rid of that dirty laundry. Get rid of anything that keeps you from being a gentle, quiet spirit. And if you don't know what you need to get rid of, if you spend some quiet time in the presence of the Lord and ask God, what is it that I'm my facade? I don't want to live a life of a facade, looking like I'm okay, but I'm really not okay. I want my heart to be clean and pure and to be kind to people, even if people are not kind to you. Pray for those who despitefully use you. Isn't that wonderful? It takes all the strain and the burden off this journey because you can't make anybody do anything. You can't make them like you. You can't make them do anything. The only person that you have control over is the person in the mirror. I thank you very much for joining me for today's message as we get rid of dirty laundry heading into the new year. I'll be back here tomorrow. I hope you will join me as well. I'm Pamela Marshall at the Wellness Radio TV and at the Wellness Radio TV podcast. Remember, there is healing at the well. Make it a fantastic moment. We'll see you tomorrow.